actors, parents. It's Wendy Lane Wright, the Hollywood talent manager in Los Angeles. Boy, we're having some major rain here. And I was just posting on Facebook saying I grew up in Connecticut, which is like really rainy and snowy. And I used to be able to drive like that almost with my eyes closed. I mean, it was so common and so familiar. Now I'm like a Southern California girl. When it starts to rain, I start freaking out. It's just too crazy. It's too confusing. I can't see very clearly, and it scares me, and I just want to go home. So I just made it home safe and sound. Thank you, God. After a really amazing week at IMTA, okay, International Model and Talent Association. So listen, this is what I want to talk about with you parents. I was in a room filled with agents and managers and kids who've paid thousands and thousands of dollars to be seen by people like me and all the other managers and agents and casting here in LA. And while I was walking around from booth to booth, like listening to all the tables and watching, because you know me, I'm the secrets of a Hollywood talent manager, so I'm always scouting for inside information for you. So I was like listening to all the agents, talking to the people. I ask them questions, and I'm doing what you can't do. I'm in a room where I'm not trying to impress everybody like you are. I can ask dumb questions or any question I want, and I can get the answers I want. And I have friends in that room who tell me the real deal about stuff, okay? So I was hearing a lot of parents from different parts of the country talking to agents, and agents saying, so are you planning on moving here to LA? And I hear like, well, if you want him for something, we'll move here. If you want my daughter for something, we'll move here. And that is not how it works. And that's why I want you to really understand this, parents, that it's just not how it works, okay? The kids that are here can go on a lot more auditions than the kids who don't live here, okay? It's not if we want him for something, then you should move here. When we find you at these events, we add you to the rosters we already have. So if we have 40 kids, your child becomes 41. And we look through the breakdowns, and when we see a role that's right for our kids on our roster, we submit them. And we make a phone call to casting, and we say we'd like you to see our client. And if they say, sure, bring him in next Tuesday, now you need to be here for an audition. Most auditions are in person. So how are you going to get here from Milwaukee or Wisconsin or New Jersey or Ontario, all these places that kids were coming from? Sometimes they'll say, put them on tape. Put them on tape. They see hundreds and hundreds of tapes. The question is, how often do they really book kids that they see on tape and bring them in? Well, it's not that common. It's more common that the roles will be booked by actors who are in Los Angeles who are auditioning in person. That's the bottom line. Occasionally, there are exceptions where they look at a tape and they see a kid they really like and they bring him in from wherever. And that's less often. So if you're really, really serious about having your child work in show business, you have to do one or another, one of two things, okay? You either come to LA, excuse me, I have a hair in my mouth. You either come to LA for 3 months, 4 months between January and May. That's pilot season. And you spend a block of time here, 3-4 months, where you can audition every single week. You have an agent here, you can audition every single week, then you go back home. Or you come here during episodic season, which is September to November. And you stay here, with a friend, family, whatever. You come out here for a block of time so that you can compete with all the other kids who live here and are going to auditions every day, every week, every month during those busy, busy parts of the year, okay? It's either that or you really work on building your child's career where you live. That means you find an agent where you live. You find student films for your child where you live, short films, web series. You go to film festivals. You meet with producers and directors and writers. You get a local agent where you live. And you build your child's theater experience, acting training, commercial classes, cold reading classes, improv classes. And you build their brand where you live. And if your child is doing short films and student films, they're getting acting experience, they're getting on-camera experience, they're building their resume, and at some point, they may be in a film that's showing at Cannes or showing at Sundance or showing at, and other producers might see them and directors and want to work with them, and they may be able to get bigger projects, or they may do a web series that really takes off and a lot of people watch, and that gets them noticed and exposure. Sorry, my light goes off. I have to click my button. And, then somebody sees them and wants to work with them, but you got to do it. You can, if you are in Arkansas, okay, and you think you're going to come to a big seminar and see a whole lot of agents and managers, and we're going to say, oh my God, your child, we're going to put him in the lead of a film we're doing right now. And this is not really how it works. You basically join the ranks of what's already going on. In show business, there's a system in place. Okay, it's here a long time before you. It'll be a long time after all of us are gone. There's a system in place. Managers and agents have clients on their roster. Casting directors are looking for different roles every week to fill. Every week so here's something you might not understand. A casting director gets hired by a production company to cast a film. Okay, when a casting director finishes that project, they don't have any jobs either. They have to call around or make connections and say, okay, I'm available. I'd like to cast your next film. Okay, they don't know what roles are going to come up next year that they have to cast. They don't know what they need from you. Okay, once they get a job, they sit down and talk to the producers and they go over the script and they kind of like make a Bible. They use the script kind of like a Bible. I hate to say that word, but they do. It's kind of like their go-to authority. And they break down every single role in the script and they write out what they need. A little boy, a young girl, an African-American, Chinese, an older man, a mother, a homeless woman, whatever. Now they know what they need. They look at their clients, their actors they've seen before. They look at new actors that they're meeting at workshops. They look at movies. They go to a lot of films. They look at commercials. And they look for kids that are working. They look for kids that they're familiar with. And then they put the breakdowns out. And they look for kids that they haven't seen yet. So all of those people get priority over some kid that lives in Montana who's going to send in a tape. So it doesn't mean that it can't happen, because obviously, sometimes a kid could be in Arkansas, send in a tape, and they love the kid, and they fly him in, and they book a series regular role. It happens. Whether the odds are higher if you live here, yes, obviously. So let me just check my Facebook real quick and see. I sent a friend of mine who's a casting director. I asked her that question, actually, and she was responding back to me, and I just want to see if she finished responding to me about it. Because, let me see. What the heck am I singing? I don't know. God, this takes forever. My effing computer is so slow. Do you guys have that problem? It's so freaking slow. I'm looking right at it. It takes forever to load. So if you guys are looking at my YouTube, you can see that I posted a whole bunch of videos inside the room at IMTA. If you could get to a workshop where there are 4 or 5 agents, that's a pretty cool thing, because you get to see, a whole lot of people at the same time. And sometimes, if you live in a rural, like Arkansas or Alabama or Nashville or whatever, some schools actually have... No, she hasn't responded back to me yet. But she did ask me to go to lunch, which is nice. I'll post that information when she emails me back. All right, so you guys, listen, I love you very much. I'm always looking for inside information for you. Follow me on Facebook, which is secretsofhollywoodtalentmanager.com. You know what I will do? I will read you an email that I got today, which is really freaking amazing to me. Bear with me, y'all. As I told you, my effing computer is so slow. Samuel Goldwyn dies. I tell you, I was just at the Smart and Final. That's a grocery store we have out here. And I was reading all the people that died this year in the entertainment business. It's really ridiculous. Maya Angelou, Harold Ramis. Just so many. I can't even keep up. It's just really been a hard year for show business. Okay, so here we go. We're going in. Samuel Goldwyn. I think that's the grandpa for like Tony Goldwyn, who plays the president on Scandal. Huge guy. Okay, so here we go. Daniel Kaplan. What an amazing guy. So he sends me this email today that says, last year I was 15 years old. I started to watch your videos on YouTube. That's when the only credits I had were high school theater productions. After watching all the videos that you uploaded to your page at that time, that was January 2014, so that was 1 year ago, I immediately began to apply your information. Step 1, signed up for film technique and commercial classes at a place called Extant. Step 2, I created a Backstage account and a New York Castings account because I loved their agent database. Step 3, I started to self-submit myself to student films, short films, and anything I could find. I was crazy. Step 4, immediately I booked a Tisch student film within the first month, along with a supporting role in a feature created by Montclair State University, student director. This actually just premiered last night in a small theater. Smile. After booking a couple more jobs and watching a couple more of your videos, I knew I had enough under my sleeves to at least pull in a commercial agent. This, I think, was around the time I also ordered your book, How to Break into Show Business, Secrets of a Hollywood Talent Manager. Very helpful book. I gulped it down in a day. Lucky for me, I was invited to Extant's prestigious talent agent showcase. At the showcase, I met agents and managers from Innovative Artists, Abrams, Generation TV, Shirley Grant Management, and others I can't remember right now. None of them were interested in me at the time. Rita Litton, the owner of Extant, was shocked that I didn't get any offers because the agents and managers expressed interest, but I didn't mind. It wasn't the end of the world. I moved on. Following all of this, I practically copied your format from your ebook on a proper commercial cover letter, inserted my information, and submitted it to a bunch of agents through New York Casting. I ended up freelancing with DDO Artist Agency. Woo-hoo! Many more jobs came through this hectic year, mostly because I followed your tips on how to be a professional and succeed in the industry. I'm pretty sure I watched every one of your videos along with your book and thousands of articles on Backstage, and it shows. I'm often complimented on my knowledge of the industry and my pure professionalism. The most recent job I booked was a Disney Parks commercial with Grand Visual and Disney. By the end of year 1 in the business, thanks to your many tutorials, I have a pretty full and properly formatted resume, an agent, a manager, Serendipity Entertainment, I signed with them a couple days ago, numerous industry contacts, which I always insert into my contacts book, and knowledge that can help me achieve anything. I'm currently 16. Hello. And did I mention I live in New Jersey? There is always a way. Thanks for your help once again, Wendy. You are welcome. It is what I live for, to help you actors. If this kid can do it, anybody can. Stick to what I teach you, stay close, and follow what I'm telling you. It works, okay? I love you guys. I'm going to go in and hang out with my dogs and my husband and go have some fun, relax. I have some yogurt. I'm going to go enjoy myself, put up my feet. I have like 20 movies on my DVR. I'm going to sit and watch them all day yesterday. Yeah. I'm going to watch them all day tomorrow. I love you guys. Stay cool wherever you are. Mwah.